Hey.
What the dog doing?
I was, just gonna swing in through your daughter's window and try to get her to kiss me.
Not a chance.
No?
No.
I think it's safe to say I'm gonna be able to beat Zelda 2 without a candle.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Obviously I'm gonna beat it since I'm so good, and you're so bad you can't even beat the game with the candle.
We don't have to go there.
But can I beat the rest of the game, and get through the Valley of Death without gaming over?
Not a chance.
Keep watching till the end to find out. Let's get into it. So after completing the Island Palace and grabbing the raft, now we can head over to this tile and go to East Hyrule. And I do want to save the trivia time for a bigger fact later, but Link sailing over the water sprite is different in the Japanese version, and it's pretty scary.
Hello.
And once you first make it into East Hyrule,
Come on! Let's celebrate.
this guy not being bad at the game, you want to make your way to this tile, and when you enter this tile, there's gonna be a bunch of floating eyeball enemies.
What are you?
I'm Peeps.
How you doing?
I'm gonna save my hatred of those eyeball enemies for later on, but in here, you can get a free 200 XP.
Let's go.
And once you do that, this town over here is actually really interesting, and I think this will make for a great the I'm good way versus your bad way. So I'll be honest, the I'm good way is just playing Zelda 2 like I'm good, you're bad.
Who writes this trash?
I'm not trying to be conceited.
I mean, beating Zelda 2 without a candle, and potentially not gaming over, definitely puts some hair on your chest. But for the your bad way, it's actually going into this town, and then getting some water from this fountain,
Freeze!
I'm thirsty.
I said freeze!
then talking to this woman in town, and if you talk to the wizard, you'll get the fire spell.
Pull! It's out of the park.
Which this is all the fire spell does. But the reason why it's the your bad way, you don't even need it to beat the game.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
You only need it because now in the overworld here, and some caves, you're gonna run to these enemies called Tektites.
Now what the fuck is a Tektite?
Could you please just stop interrupting?
The Tektites and also these blue Zoras, they can only be damaged by the fire spell. They are completely immune to your sword.
Silly bitch, your weapons cannot harm me.
Which for some reason in the Japanese version, they're not immune to your sword.
Help!
But for these Tektites and blue Zoras, you can literally just downstab over them and run away from them.
Fuck you, I'm out.
But it's gonna be a little bit more tricky for me when there's Tektites and Zoras in the caves, because I obviously can't see them.
But what if I told you there's nothing to worry about? You'll do fine.
Are you sure?
And that basically defeats the entire purpose again, the fire spell. So no, I am not getting the fire spell on this run, and I never do when I play this game.
But you need to get the fire spell if you want to get 100%. Actually, I meant it's fine if you play Castlevania 3 for the third time on the channel.
That's what I wanted to hear.
So you want to head north into this cave here, and unfortunately this first screen of this cave is really long, so I ended up getting my ass handed to me here.
You are dead! Womp 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 womp!
But I got through it on the second time, and an even bigger tip while traveling through the overworld here, always make sure you try to encounter enemies on the forest tiles, and not on these grass tiles, because the grass tiles have Tektites,
Hello there.
compared to the forest tile having these eyeball enemies that are easier to kill.
Now it's time to kiss your greasy eye sacks goodnight.
And because I unfortunately died like a year bad, I'm gonna go to this tile and get another 1-up. I can already see all the comments about that.
You're a fraud. A total fraud.
Fucking mumbling, stuttering little fuck.
But here you want to enter Maze Island and just follow this path until you get to this point. So you'll fall down here and you'll encounter the first Lizalfos of the game.
I'm a dinosaur.
These guys are pretty similar to Iron Knuckles, and because in my original video, I was getting shot at for trying to do a how to kill the Lizalfos tutorial, I'll do it for real this time. Quick tutorial on how to kill the Lizalfos. What do you want to do to kill these guys? You want to jump, then immediately do a mid-air down stab, and you should be able to hit them in the head, and it bypasses their shield most of the time.
Simple, elegant, yet bold.
Obviously, we mess up the timing, and then panic like a year bad.
You will die.
But when you defeat the Lizalfos, you'll have found the kidnapped child.
Destroy the child.
Actually, a funny story. In the Japanese version of Zelda 2, you can actually...
Destroy the child.
Unlike the American version where you walk into the child and pick him up, which looks really stupid by the way.
I won! You got him right now!
In the Japanese version, you have to walk up to his playpen they originally had for him, and then poke him with your sword to collect him.
I'm in danger!
So now just basically follow the same path back, but go all the way to the left side of the map this time once you encounter the desert. Just be sure to stick to walking through the forest tiles.
Like I'm gonna take advice from the guy who's died 3 times so far.
That's a lot of damage!
And while we try to get to the town of Naburu over there, I'm gonna explain some tech you can do that's gonna be useful for later.
Great! I'll grab my stuff!
So as we're getting to this town, these 2 tiles right here, these are mandatory fight sequences you have to enter. But if you let an enemy spawn, and if you walk towards the enemy and encounter them over the mandatory fight tile, the battle sequence actually takes priority, and if you hold up, you can actually just bypass the fight sequences. And this becomes very handy later on, so learn it. Because as iGub always says,
You're bad.
and now on this screen of the town, with the pretty tall houses, you want to use your jump spell to get up here, and then basically do some platforming, and make it to this chimney. And you'll encounter another knight, who gives you the up stab this time. It's not as OP as the down stab, but it's actually required to beat the game, so we do need to grab it.
Dude, we should be writing this down.
And this time I promise I'll resist the urge while I'm talking to Purple Granny. We're just gonna give her the child, get the reflect spell, and move on. No funny business.
And that's a promise.
We're gonna see later what the reflect spell does, but it's very important you get the reflect spell before entering the next palace.
Igub, what happens if you get to the Maze Island Palace without the reflect spell?
Trust me on this one. You don't want to know.
But Igub, can you show what happened?
Please do as I ask.
So now make your way back to Maze Island again, and if you follow the path I'm taking in this video, then all you have to do is just fall down here and grab the 3rd magic container of the game. And in this tile right here, this will be the only required fight sequence you have to go through, because Maze Island is full of fight segments like this, but obviously with the path I'm taking, I only have to do 1 required fight sequence.
I am smart.
And make it to the 4th palace pretty easily. Oh yeah! God, I'm not even gonna lie, the Maze Island palace being completely purple kinda hurts my eyes. Purple! But to give a short summary of Maze Island, it's split up into 2 halves, the right side and the left side.
Uh-oh. Like, which way did they go?
The right side is what holds the item of the dungeon, then the left side is where the boss is located. So we're gonna head over to the right side of the palace first, to get the item before going to the boss, and then if you see this large gap here, you'll know you're on the right track.
Possible. Nobody can jump this.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Dun 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 dun.
I believe I can fly.
Yeah, in an ideal world, I wanted to make that jump first try, and it is possible to do without the jump spell, but this was obviously your bad moment for me.
Oh, what a loser!
And even though this palace is gonna be full of doom knockers, level 7 and down step completely annihilates these guys.
Holy shit!
And unfortunately in this room, there's a blue iron knuckle. Level 7 attack makes him a complete joke.
Absolute joke.
But real quick, I want to explain a trick you can do with the fairy spell. For some reason, if you use the fairy spell, you can just completely go through doors.
Yes.
And you can actually grab the item in here and not have to use your key at all.
Now, this is epic.
Igub, why didn't you mention this in part 1 about the Island Palace?
Excellent question.
So my logic is if you're constantly using the fairy spell to get through doors, it's an expensive spell, so that means you're gonna be low on magic all the time.
You're fucking poor.
And I would rather have that magic to use the shield spell, or God forbid the life spell, because I don't want to do the your bad way of just dying and getting my HP and magic full.
Oh, I see.
You're just not that good at Zelda 2 and pretending.
You got something you want to say to me?
Please forgive me.
Alright, if you're so good then, beat this game with no candle, level 1 attack, and level 1 HP, and the minimum requirement of magic needed to beat the game. Then come talk to me.
I will make it my life's mission.
Future stream if you guys want me to do it. But enough yapping, I got the water boots, and now I have to fall down again. Anytime in a palace you see something that looks like a bottomless pit, it always means you can fall down into it. You can only really die to the enemies or fall in the lava, but when we go back to the left in that room is pure evil. After killing some more enemies in here, I'll get the key, and now we're heading back to the evil room. Normally I would quit the jump spell to make this room a lot easier, but I'm just too depressed on how I missed the jump on my first try.
Dude, get over it!
Say it again.
And those funny robe-looking enemies, you can only kill them by using the reflect spell and bounce their beam back into them.
Baba Booey.
But I don't find it worth using the reflect spell to kill these guys, so I just skip over them most of the time. But you know what, I got full magic, a lot of health, and I got the item already. Nothing could possibly ruin my mood in this palace right now.
Perfect.
1 minute later.
You kidding me? That's sick!
Wait.
They really had to bring this room back from Palace 3? Luckily for me, it's not that bad this time around because the up stat makes this room a lot easier to get out of. But still, Nintendo dev that made that room twice. I want to say this again.
Go fuck yourself!
I know, yeah, I just wanted to show off that I can pull off this jump. And after getting that key, there's a red jar in that statue. I want to ask you your bads. Do you think I'm gonna get lucky and get the red magic jar?
Let's find out.
No.
Yeah, I knew it was too good to be true. But anyway, now I just want to make my way back to the entrance of the palace, and obviously refill on magic and health if needed.
Touch.
Ignoring that, now we can take on the left side of the palace.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
And be sure to grab this key up there, and I'm really desperate this time to make sure I get the optimal level up this time. Because in the last part I was failing at basic math, and it messed up some of my leveling up strats.
You are made of stupid.
And it forced me to grind XP like a year bad. And that is an experience and feeling.
I wouldn't wish that on any man.
So once again, more enemies to kill, another key. And to the right over here, this is the third time they use this exact room layout, but now with horse heads.
That's so fucking lazy.
There's a key there, and I got really lucky here and got another iron knuckle.
How many times?
And now with the downstab, I can kill those minesweeper enemies. But after one more locked door, and you see the curtains here, you're at the Palace 4 boss. And this boss is somehow easier than the Palace 1 boss, Horsehead.
What was that?
We'll talk about what that noise was later on. So as easy as this boss is, I'm just gonna point out in the Japanese version, his sprite is actually smaller, and for some reason he'll just creepily stare at you while he teleports.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
But it's very important before starting the boss fight, you use your reflect spell before anything else, because without the reflect spell, you can't beat this guy.
What is that, a joke? No.
But luckily, since I'm not a year bad, I got the reflect spell before entering this palace, so I didn't have to trek all the way back to the village and back here.
Well, that was the right call.
But all you do is crouch on the right side of the room, and he'll occasionally teleport inside of you.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Did I jump scare you?
But with the shield spell also equipped, he goes down pretty quick. And that's it for Maze Island Palace. Also, side note, now we have max attack, which is level 8. Thankfully for the Ocean Palace, there's literally no preparation at all. All you have to do is walk on the water from Maze Island Palace, then walk down here, and eventually you'll just start walking into the middle of the ocean. And what I like to do is when I'm walking to the right, I keep tapping up until I can walk all the way up, and then tap right, and eventually I'll end up walking into this tile. Just kidding, instead you're in this mini area, where luckily you can't drown, and this area actually holds the third heart container of the game.
I won!
I think it would have been cool if the heart container was actually in the water. But anyway, after that, now you just head back and straight across, and I'm already at the Ocean Palace.
This is the greatest day of my life!
Ocean Man, take me by my ears burn.
Honestly, I'm not sure which palace has the uglier walls. The Maze Island Palace?
Purple gay!
Or this palace with the green?
Get in.
So I mentioned in the last part how one of these palaces after the Midori Palace doesn't have a magic jar or a red iron knuckle on the statue.
Oh no.
This is the palace that does not have an iron knuckle or red magic jar on the statue.
Oh no.
But don't worry, you're bad.
I got you.
You can just walk back across the ocean and go to this town to refill your magic or life spell before entering here, or you're on the verge of death and you're trying to escape this palace.
That's a relief.
So because of how big this palace is, and I already covered the optimal route back in my original Zelda 2 video, I'm just gonna highlight for what rooms you should not go into, so you don't get lost.
Thank you.
No problem.
After the first elevator you encounter, don't go to the right because it's a dead end.
What a stupid waste of time.
And if you run into this room with lava and cheeps,
You will die.
That's a promise.
and then if you end up on another elevator and you go down and see the horse heads in here, then that's the third and final room you should not go any further in.
Or else you will die.
And of course, when you run into this blue iron knuckle here, you should obviously know to kill him, and then jump through this wall because it's a fake wall.
What the hell is even that?
I don't know.
For some reason, the Japanese version of the Ocean Palace, instead of the blue iron knuckle being in this room, Horsehead is here again for some reason.
Don't give me that look.
We just wanted to give the earbads in Japan a chance of beating this game, and he makes that noise during the fight that I played earlier in the video. There is one villager that tells you about the fake wall, but when he gives you that hint, you're probably thinking this about him.
This man is insane.
And of course there's a free magic refill here, and a free magic jar here too. But the main enemy of this palace, these orange wizard guys, Level 8 attack and downward stab, they go down in 2 hits and drop 200 XP. So when you're going through this entire palace, make sure you farm these guys. And then once you run into another blue iron knuckle in a locked door, after killing him, you get the flute item. And then after grabbing the flute item from down here, you make your way up, fight more iron knuckles on the way, and you run into the Ocean Palace boss.
I can't decide between a fat joke and a dumb joke.
Now we're gonna do a trivia time with Igo. In the Japanese version of Zelda 2, Helmet Head is actually the boss of Ocean Palace once again, or his other name, Germa Fenzer?
Yo,
Nintendo.
I can't even pronounce.
This boss's alternate name.
Shut up!
And in the American version of Zelda 2, they added this boss here named Goomba. Not Goomba as I said in the original video.
You are really dumb. For real.
Which calling this boss a Goomba by mistake actually reminds me of something.
If you're not watching,
I'm Good You're Bad and subscribe to the channel.
you're gonna turn into a Goomba!
But for Goomba, I would equip the shield spell and jump spell, because all you have to really do is just hit him, but every time you get near him, he's gonna throw his ball and chain at you.
Oh, God, man, that dang old ball and chain. Man, cover for me, Hank.
But the jump spell makes it easier to get away from him after hitting him, so as cool as the addition of Goomba was for this palace, it seems like most of the Zelda 2 bosses are just
Weak!
But after enough hits, that's it for the Ocean Palace. So that explosion totally caught me off guard, but I think this could be the perfect time to deviate away from the gameplay for a little bit.
I don't like where this is going.
I want to quickly say thank you all for the continued support. It truly means the world to me and I appreciate it.
Okay.
If you'd like to support the channel at no extra cost and feel protected while browsing the internet,
I know someone you can help. If you say
NordVPN, I'm unsubbing. It doesn't matter. It's NordVPN and I'd like to thank them for partnering with me once again for this video.
it was worth it!
You gotta stay secure while browsing the internet nowadays, because while you're watching me right now, some bad actors are trying to see what you're up to, and trust me, they'll be fine with you if they see that you're watching I'm Good You're Bad.
You certainly have a high opinion of yourself.
Fuck you!
If you're watching anyone else but me, that is obviously unacceptable. And you definitely need NordVPN services to help hide the shame. But anyway, after a lame attempt at being funny, if you click on my link in the description, the Black Friday deal is still going on, so it's the best time of the year to sign up for a plan if you need protection, because you can get the lowest prices.
If you find a better deal, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass.
Anyway, back to the video. So there's only one more palace to take on before the Great Palace. And that part before the Great Palace that I'm very much dreading.
This guy's scared.
Once you beat the Ocean Palace and acquired the flute, you want to head down here, and then use your flute item on the River Devil here.
Be gone with you.
And also again in the Japanese version, this River Devil is actually a devil.
Shadow, it's me, the devil. I'm here to convince you to do sin, steal candy from babies and small businesses.
But instead America just got this generic spider-looking enemy.
Spider!
But once you get rid of the devil, unfortunately you're going to deal with 3 fight segments in a row, where all these Lizalfos just throw rocks at you.
What are you aiming at?
They're easy as shit and boring, so I'm just going to skip over this. And if I head up into the swamp here and this tile, there's another 1-up for me.
You disgust me.
And I don't want to hear somebody saying,
Igo, you're supposed to be good. Stop getting 1-ups.
Okay.
what are you going to do about it? You're going to keep watching the video anyway, and you still can't beat Zelda 2 with a candle.
Emotional damage.
So you can.
Kiss my ass.
But the goal is to make it to the north and right side to get to this cave. And this cave is going to be full of Tektites and Zoras. And I honestly should have just used the fairy spell for that screen.
You're bad.
Because this next screen is much easier with an orange Lizalfos and a red Lizalfos I can just downstab over. And then you make it to this tile, use your hammer to break down the tree, because that makes sense. Or it would actually be pretty funny if you found a Lorax under there.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees.
You'll find the hidden town of Kasuto.
Mail.
Now it's very important before you talk to this purple granny, you need to have collected all 3 of the magic containers throughout the game, because she will not let you inside without all 3 containers. Man, I got rejected by
Grandma!
But if she lets you inside, you get the 4th and final magic container of the game. And next you want to head into this empty building here, and you'll see a fireplace you can go inside. And this wizard actually will give you the best spell in the game, the spell.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what the devs were thinking about calling this the spell, but I find it pretty funny.
Expelliarmus, bitch!
And the last thing to do in the town of Kasuto, go all the way to the right, and on this screen where it looks like there's nothing, this is the only use of the spell.
Expelliarmus!
Yeah, I don't get it.
And inside, you'll grab the magic key,
Which can open any lock.
for this next palace. It means you don't have to go looking for keys in the palaces anymore.
Yeah, baby!
Outside of that use for the spell, I'm going to show off the normal function of this spell, and I have to give you a warning on how cool this spell actually is.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm well aware that I'm a...
Liar!
And I guess also I'm a...
Deceiver!
But you're still gonna fall for my tricks again.
Never!
As I make my way over, I just wanted to mention, there's a random tile in the forest here that looks like Stonehenge, but there's a 500 XP reward if you need it.
What are you doing?
Me? Just hanging around.
And on the right side here, if you go to this tile, you'll find the final heart container of the game.
Bub.
And on this bridge, you definitely want to use your fairy spell here because that does not look like any fun down there.
I'll end you!
And yes, in this town, there are invisible enemies.
That's not good.
I'll talk more about that later. Because we got all 4 magic containers, this wizard gives you the final spell of the game, and the most powerful, the Thunder spell.
You should kill yourself.
It's just a very expensive spell that only has 1 required use later in the game. But again, if you don't have all 4 magic containers, then the wizard won't give you the spell.
Could I have...
The Thunder spell.
No.
Could I have...
The Thunder spell.
No.
Could I have...
The Thunder spell. Just ferry your way back over the bridge and laugh at the Nintendo devs because I'm cheating their game.
You coward.
And if you stand in this spot and use your flute, you'll have opened the hidden palace. So this palace does have a magic jar or a red iron knuckle, but unfortunately for this palace specifically,
Here's the problem.
every time you want to leave the palace and then re-enter, you have to play the flute again to spawn the palace, and that'll be a ton of fun if you just keep getting red iron knuckles over and over again.
What a load of crappy crap.
And believe it or not, this is actually worse than the Japanese version of Zelda 2, which is actually not that surprising because this version is completely inferior to the USA Zelda 2.
How can you say that?
It reminds me of another game that people think the Japanese version is better, but the American version is way better.
USA!
And to avoid doubling the video length, because I could talk about Castlevania 3 all day,
We know.
the Japanese version of Zelda 2 has loading screens. So if you're able to connect the dots, every time you leave the palace, there's a loading screen. And you have to play the flute, which takes a few seconds. And then going back into the palace, there's another loading screen. So the moral of the story is, don't play the Japanese version of Zelda 2. And that's a fact. So this is also another very big palace, so I'm just gonna highlight my way through it. Go straight down to the beginning, ignore these first 2 rooms.
But Igub, are you sure there's no treasures or rewards in that area?
Excuse me?
Seriously, you're questioning me? I'm good, you're bad?
Who are you exactly? We have been collecting lives this time around, so yeah, I have to doubt you a little bit.
Okay, you really wanna know what's in that area?
Yes.
If you didn't listen to me and go off and explore this area, all that's here are some XP bags that are not going to help you level up at all in this palace.
That's a big number. 6,000.
So translation, you get
Nothing!
And the biggest tip, if you see a blue iron knuckle on your way to somewhere, you're on the right track. Kill that blue iron knuckle. So it's important to make your way across. And what's interesting about this palace, it clearly borrows some rooms and elements from other palaces. Like this is an exact copy of the Palace 3 room with the iron knuckles.
How original.
However, if you come across this room, then it means you're going the right way. So equip the jump spell and... Guys, the game was clearly lagging, and it's kind of exhausting having to be good all the time for every single second.
Excuses!
So unfortunately, if you fall back down, you just have to make your way back up to the elevator. Again, this is exactly like Palace 3 with that elevator there.
Don't touch grass now!
And also, it just doesn't look like Link should be able to make that jump, but he can for some reason.
It just works.
So now when you get back here, you want to equip the jump spell, and on the second tile of the floor, you want to jump. And then that's pretty much it, because guess who you run into?
What's up, fuckers?
The Palace 3 mini-boss. Again, we're doing a lot of copying from the Island Palace, but he goes down in literally 2 hits, and gives you 301 XP again, and it says 300.
I can do the math.
But I actually wanted to give a shout out to Matthew Lawton 9241. He left a comment on the last video giving a pretty good possibility of why that 301 XP error happens.
SMRT. I mean SMART.
But now, we have grabbed the cross item, which reveals those hidden enemies that were hitting me in the abandoned village earlier.
Out of this house! Out of this house!
We're gonna need this item for another purpose later. But something quick regarding the cross item. I think this item was the precursor to another item that shows up later in the Zelda series. In Ocarina of Time, the Lens of Truth made its debut, and was a pretty cool item that allowed you to see fake passages and walls and some enemies that are hidden to the naked eye.
Spirits be gone from this house.
I'm not sure if the connection has been made between these two items, but I just wanted to mention it because I really
want to take credit.
And before going all the way back to the left, there's a red magic jar in this statue.
LOL! Are you sure?
Of course, why would I ever get lucky?
Fucking crying, bitch!
So now when you make it to this pit, you want to fall down past this, and then land here when you see this door and a blue iron knuckle. This is the right way to go.
What is he doing?
I should have just downstabbed him. I don't know what I was thinking.
You're a fraud.
And also normally, you can use the jump spell, and there's also a red magic jar in this statue. But you can actually fall into the pit, and after you loop 3 screens, you can actually hold to the right and just pray they don't get an iron knuckle. Magic containers. Final boss battle.
Doodle-a-doo. This is stupid.
Oh look, another copied room from the Island Palace. In this room, it's required to fly across with a fairy spell. Seems like a borrowed element from the Ocean Palace, but I don't want to read too much into that.
Let's just not talk about it.
Copy that.
Ignore the elevator and keep going to the right. And in the next room, guess who's back?
What's up, fucker?
So after defeating that blue iron knuckle, I actually wanted to make that jump.
Why? And he's pausing it! He's fucking pausing it!
Do I want to keep on being really good? Or do I want to ensure that I won't game over and have to restart this video?
Just resume! Oh, you're such an asshole! I agree as well.
I opted to fall back down, loop back around a few rooms, and get to this elevator that I said to skip earlier, and then grab this item over here that I was willing to risk my life for, which is another 1-up.
This guy's scared.
Make sure you kill the bubble before grabbing it, because just like the Garaya from this heart container, it'll damage you while you're holding the 1-up, and that's just a load of bullshit. So now I can fall down, use the fairy spell, and the next room is gonna have curtains, so
You know what that means.
equip the shield spell, the jump spell, and the reflect spell just to be safe, because we're at the hidden palace boss.
I'm a dinosaur.
Dragon, not
Dinosaur.
Well, first of all, in the Japanese version, his sprite is not animated at all and just kind of looks goofy. And unfortunately, he makes the same noise that
Fucking horse!
makes him Parappa in the Japanese Ocean Palace.
Womp 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 womp.
Stop talking!
Look, I only died because of the poor decision that was made to leave that noise in the game, but was removed for the USA version.
Oh, so it was the noise's fault.
They keep dying to the dragon and you're bad.
Is that it?
Yes, yes! It was that stupid noise!
But the best advice I can give for this guy, always stay on that platform there. It's not worth going after him if he's all the way to the left.
Baba Booey.
But really, you just want to crouch stab and guess if he's going to come from this side or this side, because you can score a few hits on him as he comes up, and the jump spell helps be able to hit him in the head, and there's really not much to it. That's it for the hidden palace. Side note, I forgot to mention, the reflect spell actually blocks Barba's fireballs.
That is all.
So now after all of that, you can head back to this area and go south to the graveyard. And these blue enemies, you can't see them unless you have the cross. That was a cheap hit. One more segment of Lizalfos throwing rocks at us, which by the way, they just can't aim for shit.
What are you aiming at?
And it's important over here, even though you can't see, there's a red magic jar in the middle of the screen here. And after this, there's no turning back because we are in the Valley of Death.
Oh, scary.
And people think Death Mountain is the hardest part of the game. This is probably the hardest part of the game. Plus, as you can see right now, I can't see anything and I'm just getting my ass whooped.
Keep going. You're good. You're good.
So a few tips to be able to make it through the Valley of Death. There are 3 mandatory fight sequences, which I'm going to show here in the light. You do not want to have to deal with these, because especially that last jump at the end that makes you waste a jump spell. Or if you want to take the risk and try to become an I'm good, you can make that jump without using the jump spell, but it's pretty tight.
That's what she said.
So using the glitch from New Buru Town that I explained earlier, you want to try and fight an enemy over that tile, and you'll be able to skip it. But there are times where you might miss out, and you have to repeat it over and over again, so be warned.
What's so funny?
It's nothing. I was gonna make another joke about how you're probably not good enough to pull off this exploit, so that will happen to you.
Yes, it's true.
But you've probably heard that a number of times, but I also don't want to drag out the video, which I seem to be inadvertently be doing right now.
You son of a bitch.
The second thing is you always want to run into the bigger enemy sprites on the overworld, because again, I'm going to show the lit version of it. If you encounter the smaller sprites on the map, these blue eyeball enemies are unfortunately always going to be in the fight. you need the cross item so you can normally see these guys. And I will quickly address this, because I can hear the earbed that's gonna tell me.
Igub, you can't even see in the Valley of Death. What's the point of getting the cross item in the Hidden Palace?
Firstly,
could you please just stop interrupting?
Honestly, it's just kind of instinct to always grab the cross, but also, it is hard to tell in the footage, but I can just barely see the blue eyeball enemy's outlines with the cross item.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I know I probably look
insane,
but I need every possible little advantage I can get to make it through this part of the game candleless, even without the cross. These red eye enemies, as I mentioned I hate earlier,
I hate.
you can't hit them unless their eyes open, and it's completely random for how long they stay and stop and when they open their eyes. First is when you fight the bigger sprite, it's just blue Lizalfos on either side of the screen, and you can just downstab over them and get over there.
Incredible.
And the most important tip that, so unfortunately I've been summoned because Post-Me was playing this like a year bad.
Oh, I'm sorry, was I supposed to be suppressed?
The goal of the Valley to Death is always to kill everything. Never ever try to get to the other side of the screen before all those blue eyeballs are dead, because then this happens. But what it took Post-Igub a long time to learn, he should just use the fairy spell anytime he fought an enemy encounter. Because he could have activated the fairy spell, and he might have gotten hit a few times, but because the fairy does not have knockback, it's way less punishing than dying in the lava.
It's so simple, it's brilliant!
But on Post-Igub's defense, I see why he didn't want to do it, because he was trying to get through the Valley of Death in one shot, and did not want to suffer another death, because we still have to get through the final palace, and not lose our lives.
This guy's scared.
Tell me one more time!
Scared.
Anyway, this is going on a bit long. Let's get Post-Igub back in here. So yeah, essentially I just wanted to skip these mandatory fight tiles. And I'm not even gonna lie, I get so relieved when I make it to a cave because they're much easier.
Yes!
Well, I guess not using the fairy spell didn't matter because I died anyway. What a stupid
Waste of time.
But it doesn't matter because we have finally made it to the Great Palace, and with 2 lives remaining.
Open sesame!
So scrap the proper palace being where the fun begins. This is where the
Fun begins.
So the Great Palace is obviously the biggest and most confusing palace of them all, but I have a simple trick in remembering how to get to this palace every time and never getting lost.
Well, take notes.
Your bads. There are going to be 4 different elevators that lead to 4 different forks like this, and before you ask,
Which way?
the first time you go down this elevator, you want to go left, then the second fork here, you want to go to the right, the third one to the right again, and then the 4th one is to the left.
So let's do this thing!
If you go in the wrong direction on any of these split paths, then good luck on trying to navigate this palace. Oh, and the best part I didn't mention is, not only did I just get through the hardest part of the game without the candle, and in a normal game you don't even need it anymore up to this point. But if you game over in the palace, which I don't intend to do, you actually respawn at the Great Palace, and not from here.
This is epic.
But now to sum up Great Palace really quickly, for some reason no matter what attack level you are, these blobs take 2 hits to kill, but this is a great grinding spot for magic if you need it.
Magic.
And anytime you see these enemies, which we call the spicy chickens, you can just downstab over them, and equip the shield spell if necessary.
I don't need it. I don't need it.
Igub, those enemies are actually called Fakuru. How did you come up with the nickname Spicy Chickens?
I think it's because on the Fakuru,
The seasoning is so
Flavorful.
and unfortunately these enemies right here, the Fakas,
A bird. Birdman.
they're really a bunch of motherfuckers. Okay, I'm sorry for that bad joke. These guys are basically Iron Knuckles, but on crack. Because not only can they jump, and they are very aggressive, but they can chase after you.
That's not good.
So always just run away from these motherfuckers. God damn it, I did it again. And anytime you go down an elevator, and there's nothing but walls surrounding you, use your intuition and foresight to know that you should be able to walk through the wall.
What the hell?
And there's a Faka statue there that can give you a red magic jar or a...
Birdman.
There's another red magic jar here. And now instead of the horse heads being blue, they're now yellow.
Yellow.
Now when you make it to this room and there's no horse heads in it this time, make sure you jump up here and you're at a height of 4 blocks. Because unfortunately in my run I completely messed it up and had to fight this guy. But he's no challenge for me, so it's fine.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
And oh look, there are curtains. That means it's boss time.
Chicken.
Psych.
And yeah, when you encounter this blue Faka, you just want to run.
Don't fucking run away from me!
Alright guys, am I gonna get lucky here and get the red magic jar? Or another Faka? Leave your answer in the comments.
What a surprise.
Not only did the game spawn the enemy, it spawned him 4 times in a row.
I like it.
And now when you get to this split path, on the right there's a fairy here that refills your entire magic. Just be careful not to downstab the block under you, or else you will die. And then all the way to the left in this room is the final one-up of the game. And I shamelessly got it because I don't care at this point.
Wow, no, that's no, fuck you, man.
When are you goody-goody fools going to understand? I am completely and utterly bad.
Huh?
Wait, I meant to say completely and utterly good, because of course,
I live to be bad.
Something's not right.
I guess I cursed myself by getting these 1-ups, even though I don't normally collect 1-ups. But it doesn't really matter, I was paid to say all that.
I like money.
Because I already did all the mandatory caves without the candle. And of course you want to break this block here, fall down. Then you want to walk to the right, and in this hallway, make sure you upstab here.
We fucking got him.
And in this room, you want to fall down this little narrow gap here.
Hole in one.
And if you go to the right, we're at the final boss of the game. Thunderbird.
Hey,
Igub.
look who's back. The Birdman.
Once again, before you use any other spell, the Thunder Spell is required to use on him before fighting him. Because if you don't have Thunder Spell or don't have enough to use it,
You can't win!
What a bunch of bull!
and you can't damage him. And if you have any magic left over, I would also use the shield, the jump, and the reflect spell. The reflect spell blocks his fireballs,
Can't touch me.
No.
just like the fireballs in Barba's fight. The jump spell makes it easier to hit him in the headpiece there. And the shield spell, I already showed what it does and explained it many times.
Tell me again.
No.
The Birdman isn't really that difficult, but the reason why the Thunder Spell still cost me 100 magic points here, I didn't get to the final threshold of leveling up my magic, which is
6,000.
experience points. Normally at maxed out magic, it's cheaper at 64 magic points compared to 100. It doesn't matter, I'm just wasting your time with this because I killed the Thunderbird, no problem, and that's totally it for Zelda 2. Nah, I'm just kidding, there's another boss.
I knew it.
And of course, if you go back into this room, the game was actually nice to me and gave me 2 magic jars instead of 2 red Fakas. But now when you reach here, now you have to fight yourself.
That's not good. Shut up.
Excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing in my house?
And call me a nerd, or say that I'm going. Every time you kill the boss in this game, and when the flashing was going on the screen, you can actually see your shadow every time you kill the boss.
Shadow.
So I'm not sure if this has any significance, but I wanted to point it out.
Nerd.
And back to Dark Link, everybody already knows he's a joke if you do this crouch in the corner tech, so I'm just gonna play a stupid bit here instead. I hope you guys like the effort I put into making the Dark Link sprite here.
Who cares? Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
Hello, how you doing?
I did it. I saved the world.
Oh boy, smooching time!
So in the end, Link proves his worth and he gets the Triforce, wakes up Zelda from the sleeping spell.
Wake up. Wake up. Huh?
He's honestly been through enough and couldn't see the entire game, so I say,
Fuck it.
let him have his smooching time.
Oh boy!
So that was Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, beaten without the candle. Or excuse me, The Adventure of...
Jackass!
That was definitely a fun and new way to experience Zelda 2, one of my favorite NES and Zelda games. It was really a joy to come back and revisit this one. Igub still hasn't covered Simon's Quest, or any random game you recommend him.
But I'm happy!
And as always, if you watched through the whole thing, thank you and thank you for the support. It truly means the world to me and I appreciate every single one of you. And don't forget to join my Discord server if you want to talk to me or fellow earbads. But I also post teasers for the upcoming games I do, and you can get access 2 days early in the server.
It's free real estate.
Please like and subscribe, it helps the channel a lot. And also hit that hype button. And of course, if you want to see, check out part 1 of this candleless attempt at Zelda 2.
Perhaps.
Or hell, if you want to see some terrible editing, check out my first ever video, which was Zelda 2.
Yes.
See you next time.
Just getting a drink.
That is bloody lovely.